Guys, welcome back. Sound Design Hangout. If you've been following along, again, pat yourself on the back. You know, we're not just doing all kinds of random stuff, you know what I mean? Like, we've been following a bit of a trajectory, a bit of a circle, a bit of a loop, and have really deep dived into some of the most important and most interesting and most robust and capable areas of sound design. And I feel like we've sort of come full circle in what we've been learning. And then also, dare I say, our consciousness has come full circle. I don't know, but I feel like we are living less in our minds and more in our heart, you know, more present moment. And I don't know, maybe I'm just feeling that way, but I feel like I just want to have fun. Like, I don't want any script going into this other than I got a great hit of inspiration to at least start with follow actions, because I got a good idea to not just load these up with like individual notes and things, but to like put a bunch of blank clips in, you know, like a blank clip that plays nothing to sort of add some like chop to this melodic pattern we're going to create. So I am going to pick scale mode. I'm going to go to A, and then I'm going to go to one of my favorite scales, Dorian, and I want to draw in an A2 note, and I want to bring it out over here to the 4. And what I want to do is I want to hover over this A, hold down Option, and I'm going to drag just all the way up this scale, all the way up to the next A. Actually, I don't know, is that too much? No, it's worth it. So what I'm going to do, so this is A Dorian. I want to have one clip up here. Just play A. And then I want to go to the next clip, and I just want it to be B. Actually, I'm going to push Command Z to go back. First, I'm going to Command duplicate this, call this B, then go into B, delete these. And then for this next one, it's going to be C. So I'm going to delete this B down here. I'm not going to delete all of these yet. I'm going to duplicate it, now go back in and have that there. So then C, and I'm just going to duplicate it right away. This is going to be D. So again, we're just going up Dorian. Because I want each clip to just be one. So the next one, it will be E. Duplicate it. What's next? F sharp. That's really the main difference between Dorian and the natural minor scale. Whoops. Where's the sharp? Duplicate it, go back into here, delete these guys. Come into here. Sorry, I need to finish this just so I don't mess anything up. This is G, gonna duplicate it. Okay, so this one needs to be G. Is this one just F sharp? Good. This one needs to be G. Delete these guys. This next one is going to be A. I'm going to put A2 just so I know it's like the octave, not like it really matters. Delete these guys. Okay. G. Okay, this is going to be B. Hopefully this didn't take too long. C. Good to sort of check your work. Now we can have fun. Now we can have fun. So let's check it out quick. See, good, we checked. Swoop. Okay, good. Okay. I've got A. We've got B. We've got C. D. E. F sharp. G. I'm just saying, I'm not like trying to do the pitches or anything. A an octave up. B an octave up. C an octave up. Wonderful. Wonderful. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to click this C and just do duplicate, duplicate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to delete those. This one is blank. So I'm just going to call it blank. And then I'm going to duplicate a bunch of those. So I'm going to highlight all of these by like shift clicking. And I'm going to push shift tab to get into clip view. Now I've got all 16 of these selected. I'm going to come into here. I'm going to click follow action. The follow action I'm going to do is I'm going to click any, which means after it plays itself, actually no, I'll keep it on other. So each time it plays, it'll play a different one. So let's see if it works. Let's push A. It's going to go through the clip. And then when it gets to the end, it's going to choose something different. Okay, now it's choosing a blank clip, now another blank clip, but it's random. So now it's on B, now it's going to be F sharp, and it works. We're hearing nothing because we don't have any synthesizer. So shift tab goes into instrument view, or instrument device view. We don't have anything there. So one thing so when it's on 1x and it's on linked, it says basically, so I'm going to play this A clip and it's 1 bar, okay? This basically says that it is going to play this linked portion, this 1 bar, and it's only going to play it once. Now, if I did 2x, that means that it would play this bar twice and then it will do whatever the follow action is up here. So I'm going to leave that at 1. But what I like is knowing that I can, if I want, rather than triggering a bar, maybe I only want to trigger the first 2 beats, right? So after it gets to the end, it then goes. Or maybe it's just 1 beat. So I think what you do is, and I'm going to, now if I make this change, if I go to B, you'll see we're back on linked 1, but because I made the change in A, it's now here. I want to go back to that, and I want to make sure I'm on A. I'm holding down shift, clicking all the way to the bottom, and now I'm going to go to unlinked, and I believe it's beats. I believe it's bars, beats, and quarter notes. So if I move this up to 4, okay, this should be 1 beat. So let's do 1 beat. Now, if you look, they'll all be this. So let's click 1. So it'll just play. It should play, for instance, I'm going to trigger this A. It should play right here. And right till it gets to the first beat, 2, it'll go somewhere else. So let's see. Yeah. If you do Command Option L, so right now you can, so each time you hear, each beat is a beat. Each little, oh, what's going on? Each little thing is a thing. And it's doing other. Why is it doing other? It's thing. Now, I don't think I want it that fast, but I just wanted to let you know that's how you do it. So I'm going to push stop. And I'm actually going to I'm going to bring it back. So if I go 2, 3, 4, bloop. No, that's a bar. That's where we were. It's the same thing as this, but because I want to change this later, and make sure I did it to all of them. Oh, I didn't do it to all of them. So again, Command Option L. You can also toggle it down here. They all have to be selected. So you do Shift Tab again. We'll just leave it all on a 1 right here. There we go. 1, which is the same as this, which is 1 bar. These are all 1 bars. Why do I want these blank ones? Because then it like cuts up our pattern. Otherwise, you'll hear a note all the time. So I think this just might be more interesting. So this was the thing that I really wanted to do. And so now let's just click it. Click B. Watch, it's going to get all the way to the end. A bar. Now it's going to go to A. And after A, it's going to click another beat, which will be C, which we're now playing. Now it goes to G. Now it goes to E. And it's playing the full bar. And if it plays any of these blank ones, it will just omit a note. It's a bar because there's a bar down here. This is how many bars. We'll change this up later, but now we need to get some sounds. We can do any sound, but you know, I kind of want to play with collision. So let's drop it down and see what we got. We're on a blank one. Ooh, interesting. I don't want, let's go to membrane. See, that's the problem. When you play these blank notes, you get like a whole bar of silence. let's click stop here. I'm gonna shift click these blanks and push 0. So now it won't ever play them. So now let's play B. Okay, good. Now we're only gonna play these. I'm gonna see if we put a, I'm going to go in. Actually, I am kind of liking this a little bit. Take it off membrane, go to plate. Try to get something I like. Something that sounds better. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to highlight these guys, bring them back, highlight them pushing 0. I'm going to highlight every single one, and this is too slow. So I'm going to come down here and there's too many of these. Now, even though these are all part of A Dorian, in fact, I'm going to get rid of this B and this C. Get rid of one of these blanks. Command Z. So what we're doing right now is if we click into A, this basically says, I think it says every 8th note, because it's 2 of these, so like a 16th and a 16th, that's an 8th note. So every 8th note, you can even see it right here, this blue line, play another one. Now, every time, so if I click A or click any of these, anytime I click A, as soon as it plays its 8th note, it's going to go to any other clip that's here, even these blank ones. But it won't play this one. Now, if I did any, which I think is what we'll do next, that says play this A, and when it's done playing, you can play A again, but you can also play any other one. But what I think might be interesting is there's some notes that aren't as musical as others. And if we know Dorian does a lot of the 6th into the 7th, we can come into this F sharp And again, only clicked on F sharp. I want it to go to G because F sharp to G is just one note. That's what gives it the Dorian feel. So I'm going to come here to follow actions, and I'm going to slide this slider with more precision, with more percentage to next, because the next one is G. And then I'm going to come to G, and I'm going to make this slider go about the same amount, and I'm going to go previous, back to G. And I'm going to do the same thing with B and C, because B and C, which is the second to the flat third, are only one note apart. So if they play and then play each other, it'll sound a bit more harmonic, or just more melodically pleasing. So I'm going to do that same thing and say more like a 65, 66% of the time, I want you to play C. And C is the next one, so I'm going to click next. And then I'm going to go to C, and right below it is B. So I'm going to go back to that sort of like higher than 60% chance and say play the previous one, so to play B. I'll leave everything else kind of the same. And I removed a couple of those higher notes, so B an octave up, C an octave up, because it was just too crazy, and then too many of those blank clips were just not doing good. I'm actually going to go into both of these blank clips and turn it off any, because I don't want to just have large gaps. I'm going to put it to other. But also I'll go to jump, and then jump to what clip? The first one. So it'll play so if it does play a blank clip, it will either play any other clip other than it, or with a slightly more than 50% probability, it will jump to track 1, which is A, which is our tonic. So I have a feeling this is going to sound a lot better. Let's go. Let's change some things. Get some reverb. See if velocity does anything. A random velocity. I don't know if it will work in this one. Let's assign some velocities. Crank this random up, see if we can hear it. Yeah, I think it just got too loud when we did some of that. It's giving it some varieties. The radius. Let's make sure we got the velocity on the radius. Ooh, wait, yeah, resonance. Wait, radius. Resonance 1 radius. Let's take this volume down a little bit. So that nice punch that we get. Let's see what some delay can do for us. Might sound better on quarter note divisions. Take the dry wet down a little bit. Let's do ping pong. Let's go back to the triplet. Bring up the dry wet till it sounds good. Take the feedback down a little bit. Some chorus. So what's cool about that is like you're always going to be in scale. It's always going to be different. And it won't just be a barrage of notes, because every so often it won't play notes. It'll play these blanks. You know, there's nothing in the clip. It'll just play. And so that gives you a little bit of variety that you can't really do when you're using the arpeggiator. Like the arpeggiator is just going to play a bunch of notes. I don't know how to fire off like times where it doesn't play. So that's just interesting. And at the same time, like when you've got a scale, wherever two notes in the scale are just one note apart, which would be F sharp and G, and then B and C, that really gives the scale its flavoring. So when it plays a B, if we then make it more likely to play C, that sort of relationship, that sort of relationship will accent the scale and thus make it sound more melodic. But play with whatever you want. These are really just ideas. Like this isn't like the best way to do it, but I haven't done follow actions in a while, and I thought that would be really cool. So a few other things is if you insert a MIDI track and you open up the input-output section and you get MIDI from Collision, and I think we'll hit record and leave it on post, see if it does what we want it to do. So I'm going to do this. Let's see. Is it doing it rightly? Oh, nice. It's like in scale because we have the scale mode on. That's so nice. Oh, let's hear that break. So yeah. So let's check something out, friends. Let's see if we can change in the middle. Can we change it while it's happening? Can we? So now it's going slower. Let's go back up here. So now let's go back in. And let's take this down. This is the slowest. Isn't that cool? Now what happens if we do this? What if we put a MIDI effect, note length? I don't think it matters where we put it. Is it making it louder, like longer? Yeah, I don't know. So now you can like make little changes, like tube. Let's go to pipe. See if we can do pitch envelope. Do you hear that little noise in the background? It's like, la 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 la. Can you hear it? It's like some mermaid choir. In fact, that would be an idea of something to add. Interesting. I've got an idea. Let's add an audio track. And let's do the audio from Collision. And here's what I want to do. I want to get a reverb. And I want to put it all dry. Or all wet, sorry. So let's take it off. Let's lower this. And this is still recording. Let's just stop it and give it a break. I want this to not, I don't want to hear any of like the, what's it called, sounds. Like I just want to hear the wet, but this is the wet, but I'm hearing so much of like the... Put up maybe a different one. Maybe it's do pre. What if we did this? Do it again. Ah! So we've got it coming through this reverb, and then we've got it also coming through this reverb. So if we turn it off, that was pretty cool. So yeah, have fun with that. I love Collision. Yeah, you definitely do need to like play around and be patient. When I first started with Collision, like today, in fact, this is the second time I'm recording this because like there was some weird glitch that happened. Basically, when I was in scale mode, instead of choosing A for my scale, I chose one of the black notes on the keys, which are these the sharps and flat notes. And the weird thing is so like right here you've got D, C sharp, C, you know what I mean? It was like listing each like one as the equivalent of like, so instead of D, it was just really weird. So anyways, yeah, I began that one before I restarted doing Collision with like Beam and Marimba, which sounds similar, which let's click play and let's see what it sounds like Beam or Marimba. But what I was going to say is like, I couldn't get a good sound on Beam or Marimba. I think I started with Membrane today, wasn't quite sounding right. And then like, I just eventually gradually just went to like pipe and tube and they were giving good sounds. So like really it's sometimes a certain sound wants to come out and this is the sound that wants to come out today. But let's just see what Beam sounds like. See? This is sounding horrible. Like, why does it sound like... Let's turn it... That's kind of cool, but whatever. I'm not really feeling it. Marimba. Nope. String. Not too bad. Membrane, it's supposed to be like a big drum membrane. Sounds better. But again, if you change all these parameters, you can make one of these sound better, but I like this. So you know how over here with MIDI we did this resampling and we got these notes? Keep in mind that all we're getting is these notes. So like we are actually not hearing on the collision track. We are not hearing, we're not recording the actual sounds. So we would actually have to, if we wanted to hear it come out of this, we would have to... Do you hear Merlin? He's like moaning because he sees like a doggy is in our backyard walking around. Oh boy. Where was I? So if you want to be able to play this track back and like cut things up or just listen, you're going to want to add all the same. You're basically going to want to add this whole channel there. Simultaneously, if you just wanted it to sound the way, if you just wanted to capture the audio, that's when you would then open up a track and basically do the resampling, like over here, you know, like I'm recording all the noise that comes out through Ableton over here, although I screwed up and I clicked stop at some point, hopefully not too far ago, but I think that'll probably be a good place to stop it. I guess follow actions was what we needed to do today. Doing some generative techniques, working with collision, and hopefully this comes out good and I don't have to stop it too early. Hope you enjoyed it.